Just taking a seat in the middle three. And if there is a question in Italian or French, just use the earphone, it'll be in English for you. Okay, welcome gents and welcome to New Zealand's Eve of Match briefing. We have to the far left Brodie Retallick, in the centre Greg Feek, assistant coach for Scrums, and to my left Scott Barrett. So if we take the first question, please raise your hand. Usual story, no one wants to go first. Someone has to. We'll come here first, then second and third at the back on the left. Thanks.
For both of you fellas, you've got Sam Whitelock that you're keeping out of the team for this particular match, but he's going to win his 148th cap. Can you just say something about him and the kind of player and teammate that he is?
Yeah, Sam's obviously bringing up a huge milestone and something that's sort of never been done in the All Black jersey, and it's been a huge honour and privilege to play alongside him throughout my career, and I'm sure when he gets out there tonight he'll do what he does every time he puts on the jersey, and that's play tough rugby like he does, so he'll be looking forward to that.
Yeah, and I'll just reiterate what Scooter said. I think, it's obviously his 149th game, and to do that from a physical and from a mental side, to be able to turn up each week and prepare and play the way that he does is a real testament to him, and obviously no one's done it in the jersey before, so he stands alone there.
Brodie, what's it like? You've played a lot of test matches. New Zealand never lost to the All Blacks. Does that kind of add a little bit of spice to this match? Just that fear of failure, fear of becoming the first team to do something?
No, not at all. I think it's a World Cup, Obviously, with not getting the result against France in the opening pool game, then we need to win all three to be in control of where we want to be. So, we've talked about before we even left New Zealand that World Cup's a difference, and there's the added pressure of playing in Liga with the way the result needs to go for us and for them. So that's what World Cups are all about, and that's why we play the games, being these big test matches.
Greg, I think you played in the 1989 World Cup where the All Blacks won 101-3. Having watched them through the Six Nations in your time with Ireland, how have Italy improved over the last 20 odd years?
I think that the way they play the game, they've got a style that is very attacking. They want to pressure teams and hold on to the ball really well. They've got some dangerous players out wide. Tactically, they seem very good, well coached. But one thing that hasn't changed is their forward pack's always been niggly, and that's one thing I remember about that game was you still remember you played against them, you still felt it, and I know that won't change tomorrow.
Brodie, just back on Sam, from your personal perspective, you played obviously a lot with him. How much has he helped you grow your game and develop your game into the player you are today? I know you only came in a couple of years after him, but how much has your game benefited from having Sam around?
Yeah, I think the biggest impact he has had was, he was the number one lock and had been in the All Blacks established before I was, and it was just a competition to keep getting better and to get to his level, and he has done that for so long, which is obviously the massive achievement he's about to get. And I think just by doing that and having the competition to even this week, even though he was named on the bench, he's still pushing everybody around the field and trying to outdo everyone. So I think obviously playing a lot of test matches with him has been special, but the competitiveness he has throughout the training week in, week out, has been the biggest benefit.
Thanks, Chet. At the back in the white shirt.
Hi, good afternoon. Question to Brody and Scott. How important will be, in your opinion, the first 20, 30 minutes in order maybe to not close the match, but put a stamp on that and avoid to have Italy on the back until 60 minutes or 65 minutes? Thank you so much.
Sorry. Yeah, the start of this Test match is going to be very, very important. I think probably the way Italy have been playing, they sort of hang on in games and they are willing to grind away and I guess push themselves for that 80 minutes. So yeah, the first 20 is definitely going to be intense and physical and everything that a World Cup, pool deciding match should have.
Yeah, I think what Scott said, I don't see them, to last in 20 or 30 minutes. It could take 70, whatever it takes. It's a Test match with a lot on the line. So I think as we've previewed and talked about here, they're playing some very attacking footy when they get their systems right. So, we need to be on for the full 80.
Greg, everybody speaks about Italy's speed, but how big a challenge is their pack, their forwards, all in all, in the 80 minutes?
Yes. They've even gone for a 6-2 split, so they've really stacked it up, and their bench looks really strong. I think we're prepared as best we can. I think for what's coming, and we know the first 20 minutes, I think it'll be a good matchup. It'll be a physical contest as usual, and I think there's a couple of guys in there. I think Hame is a hooker on the bench that some of the other boys know. So there's a little bit of understanding how some of the boys work too. So it's going to make it really interesting from my point of view, anyway.
Yeah,
Greg. Just before, obviously, the opening game, you had Sam Cane pull out after the captain's run, and you got a couple of injured guys coming back. Just wanted to check everyone came through unscathed today, and everyone's sort of good to go tomorrow.
Yep, everything's good. We're tracking nicely. Yep.
And Jason Ryan earlier the week just talked about the need to sort of lay down a marker for the forwards. Just obviously with your expertise, what's your assessment of how the forward pack's travelling, and for the way this team wants to play, how important is it to lay that dominant platform?
I think the best way to judge that for us is within our own camp. And when you see the boys get up from set piece with their eyes nearly popping out of their heads and really looking at each other and thinking, now, that's what we need. And so that's one part of it. But yeah, tomorrow's the true test of where we're at. I think Italy will provide a standard that we need to raise to and bring our standard, which is probably where we stand to the most.
Yeah.
I guess, Scott, the All Blacks have talked lots about Lyon being a home base, how welcoming everyone is. You finally get to play a game here. How special will it be to play in front of a Lyon crowd?
Yeah, no, the stadium here is pretty awesome, spectacular, and I think Lyon's been a great base so far for us, and the people we've been around have been very welcoming. So yeah, hopefully there's a few more black jerseys than blue. So yeah.
Yeah, just one row in front. Thanks.
Hey, Brody. In your experience, and you've obviously played a lot of big Test matches, when you're playing a team like Italy, who obviously have a lot of passion, have a danger element about them, have a lot to play for in this instance, what are the key things from the All Blacks' perspective? What are the key things you've got to take care of when that first whistle goes?
Yeah, I think firstly you can't be distracted by what the Italians may or may not bring. Like, we have obviously previewed them and understand like a bit of their structure and how they want to play the game. But from our point of view, it's nailing the moment, from the get-go. Like we said, the starter is going to be massively important to swing the momentum either way. But I think we can only concentrate on doing our job the best we can, and then just trusting your teammate beside you, left or right, to do that. So if we do that together as the 15 on the field, then hopefully we'll get the start that we're after.
the back on the left. Yeah, thanks.
Greg, Matthew Carley's the referee again tomorrow. You had him for that warm-up game against South Africa and obviously had a bit of trouble adjusting to some of those interpretations early on. Have